welcome to the Arya Bark Podcast, episode 91. How are we all doing? I hope you're well. I have been good. We are now 17 days into the Versus Arthritis hashtag March Knitting Challenge 2024. I'm doing really well, as you will see. Because of that reason, I don't have a lot of progress to show on very much, to be perfectly honest with you. This podcast is pretty much going to be socks and new yarn. My Iron Circle, I haven't finished. It's not that I haven't finished. I haven't made any progress on it since the last podcast. I'm kind of hoping that knitting is going to stop me from going off on tangents, and yeah, that's my plan. We'll see how long it lasts. I doubt very much if it's going to be finished off by the 31st of March to be entered into the Topping Out Mall being run by the lovely Belinda over at Belinda's Baubles and the gorgeous Mandy from Mousy's Makes. I don't think it's going to be, well, I know for a fact it's not going to be finished because I'm nowhere near finishing it. I'm still working on one sleeve. I've still got about 10 inches worth of brioche to go on the collar, and I've still got another sleeve to knit. However, I did have a little bit of a cast on. You will have seen what I've cast on if you do watch the March vlogs, because I have shown it there. But I'll speak about it when we come to it. Not very much has happened. My current setup, as it is just now, this will be the last time you see it in this alliteration. Once I've finished recording, we are going to be clearing off all the shelves, as Andrew has decided that he's waited far too long to be moved. He's just asked for the rest of his stuff to be brought through. His house is a little bit bare, so I think it's time for him to get his stuff through, and he may be there. He may be in his current accommodation for a bit. I am wearing my Summer Sorrel by Wool & Pine. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. If there is anywhere else that you can purchase the pattern, I will link it down below. You can purchase it for $8.75 or £7.16-ish. It's a nice pattern. Not 100% happy with how it turned out, to be perfectly honest with you. The neck is way too wide for me. If I was to knit it again, I would probably do a smaller size and just do increases, because it's not tight under the arms, but I could do bigger increases, to be honest. No, I had this pattern. I could do another one. This isn't going to work, me knitting and try to do a podcast at the same time. I'm going to be here forever. So let's get the podcast started. You can find me on Ravelry as either Arya Bark or my personal account, which is Sultra. We have our Ravelry group, which is the Arya Bark Podcast. We have an Instagram page, which is Arya Bark Designs. We have a Facebook page, which is Arya Bark Design. Is it Arya Bark Designs or is it Arya Bark Podcast? It might still be Arya Bark Designs, so I don't think I can change the page. We have a Facebook group, which is Arya Bark Podcast, which is, the group's been neglected. We have a Discord group, which is again been neglected, and we have a Ko-fi page and a Ko-fi shop, which is Arya Bark Podcast. As I said before, I haven't done a lot. We have some coming in. Not all of it have I purchased. Actually, the vast majority I haven't purchased and lined up. We have a little bit of going out. We have StashSmash and whips. In this week's podcast, there is knitting, there is crochet, and there is a teeny tiny bit of Tunisian crochet, and timestamps for each section, as along with any makers that I speak about, any shops that I speak about, or any podcasters that I speak about, will all be linked in the description box below. I was contacted, I think it was about just over a week ago, by a lovely pair of ladies who had asked would I be interested in testing out some minis. They'd been dyeing for themselves for about a year and they were considering opening up a shop. It was a similar kind of story to how Mandy started out. Obviously, they love yarn, they love dyeing yarn, but in all reality, you really are kind of limited to how much of that yarn that you love dyeing can you realistically use yourself. They did offer to provide a set of minis for a giveaway for the Versus Arthritis as a prize. I do have that sitting ready to go, but what I'll do is I'll speak about that later. So that was gratefully received. So I got my minis. Oh my good lord. Now, what I was expecting was this, and that's what I got. These are superb. The minute I got them, I contacted Shelley at Ragtails and said, you need to open up a shop. I don't do a lot of reviews about hues of colour and colour saturation or any of that sort of stuff. I am colourblind. I did say to Shelley straight off the bat that I would love to test out the minis. However, I am not the best person on the planet to be giving out their opinion on colours. I am well aware I am colourblind. I don't always see colours the way somebody who isn't colourblind would see them. However, I can give my opinion on, does it knit up well? Does it crochet well? Can you do Tunisian crochet with it? How do they look in a project? I can do that sort of stuff. I'm just not the greatest with the colour part. This was the prompt for it. It's Peter Rabbit. It's a Peter Rabbit mini set. And we have... 2 seconds. I'm more organised, let's be honest. I'm really not. These. My good lord. They are stunning. And that one's upside down and that one isn't upside down. So these are the Ragtail minis. Now, can I get them so that you can see how absolutely stunning I had, at the time when I was speaking to Shelley, I did say the plan would be to put them into my Tunisian miter blanket, put them into my fake Battenberg blanket. That didn't work purely because of this one. Because I'm already using a undyed skein, I did sit it next to the undyed skein and you really couldn't tell, well, I couldn't tell any difference. So I decided to change the crochet project and put them into my Hexie blanket. Love it. I am not going to lie, I absolutely love the fact that I can get the full set of minis all in together. Oh, makes me so happy. The shop is not open at the moment. What I have done though is down below I have linked the Ragtails Instagram page. Shelley and Danielle have also started a Facebook group and I've linked that as well. Go over, give them a follow. I do believe there's only a few more weeks to go before we can get the shop open. I'm so excited. You may see some sneak peeks in the Facebook group of some of the lovely products that they're dyeing. Oh, they're so nice. So I may or may not have a list of things that I want to purchase. Also in my package were 3 other skeins, which I am calling the highlighter collection. Look at these. Are they not just stunning? They are that bright. Normally I would say they're, oh well, it's not really that bright. They are that bright. They really are. Now, if you look at these ones, these are tonal. There's lightish spots, there's darkish spots. This is just pure highlighter fun. It's all the same colour. It's stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to get these into my projects. I'm going to stick them back in there before I lose them. Absolutely love it. I do have... I'm trying to think. These ones have all been put in to the 3 projects. This one I think is just waiting to be put into... This one is just waiting to be put into the hexie blanket, and this needs put into the Chinese miter blanket and the hexie blanket, and the other 4 haven't even put in anything. I also got little stitch markers. I can't remember where my other one is. My other one is in here, so I know that this is the Ragtails one. Had a moment there. And I also received... Oh! He's upside down. He's an Australian sheep. Also got little sheep needle stops. So they're now on that project. In total, I received 160 grams or 460 metres of yarn. I'm going to do a separate full review from start to finish. I have told the girls I would more than happy pay money for their dyeing. I think it's gorgeous. I love the fact that they are trying out new techniques and wanting to learn new techniques in dyeing. And I'm so excited. I'm not gonna lie, so excited. So that was my first coming in. Next to come in is the yarn that I did purchase. This is the only thing that I purchased so far. I think the last time I podcast, I think I'd said that I had just placed the order, or I was needing to place the order, one of the two. Oh my goodness, absolutely stunning. This is the Mouse Witch yarn, handmade by Poppy and Mouse, sending lots of hugs to Uncle Dave and Auntie Mandy and little Poppy. Little Poppy's still not well. It's very, very sad, little Poppy. This is the Birthstone collection. This month it is Aquamarine. This is Aquamarine Tonal. These are all 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 400 metres and 100 grams. This is it here. It is stunning. Not gonna lie, lush. Absolute lush. The next one is the Birthstone collection, and this is the variegated amethyst. Look at the pops. Love it. Absolutely gorgeous. This month's prompt for the Mystery Mini Club is Kingfisher. Is that Kingfisher? I think it's a Kingfisher. These are still available from Mandy's shop if you want to go over and purchase them. They will be available until the 31st of March. And then, tough luck. Now, as I said in the last podcast, I am not going to be showing the current month's mini set because I do know that Mandy has customers, is the word I was looking for, who are not in this country. So obviously I'm not want to spoil anybody's surprise. So what I do is I show the month previews. So February's Mystery Mini Club is lush. Absolutely gorgeous. Now this was the prompt. Apologies, there we go. Can I get it so that, there we go. Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Again, 75, 25, 400 metres, 100 grams. Are we ready? These may not necessarily be in the correct order, but let's be honest, you know, I can't see the colours, so there we go. How absolutely stunning are they? Now, I have been humming and hawing over what am I going to do with these minis. Now, I could very, very easily just stick them into my mitre blanket. I do have quite a lot of minis from Mandy that I could stick in my mitre blanket. I could make socks with them. I could do a vast host of things. I want them to stay together in one project. I've decided to make another blanket. Well, I've decided they're going to be another blanket. I'm not casting it on anytime soon because, let's be completely honest, I do not need 15 blankets. All on needles, hooks, whatever, all at the same time. So, I will stick a picture in. I am planning on making the Western Hills the blanket by Julie Stanfield. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. If there is anywhere else that you can purchase it, I will leave links to that down below. I have no intention of changing this at all. Now, the blanket itself, because you can do, I think it's 3 different yarn weights in about 4 or 5 different sizes. The Western Hills blanket, now it's Western Hills dash the blanket. The Western Hills collection comes as a dishcloth, as a scarf or a blanket. They are all free, they are all gorgeous. However, that one just honestly just sings to me. Now, I know the colours aren't as stark from the minis as what that is. However, I think it's going to be awesome. You get 3 different weights. You get 4-ply, you get DK, and you get worsted or Aran. It comes in either a doll size, a baby size, a bassinet size, a throat or baby cot, or a single bed size. Now, Julie does gives you alternatives for how to make it bigger. It comes with either a moss or a garter border. I'm planning on doing the garter border. I'm planning on doing it in 4-ply, and I'm planning on doing a single bed size. For that, I need approximately 3,000 metres of fingering weight yarn. I'm going to use the minis. I have, earlier on I was speaking to Ryan about it, and I have placed an order with the warehouse for the West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply Night Sky. That's a sparkly one. It's shade 1108. I've placed an order with them. I should get that Tuesday or Wednesday. That should come. Again, the yarn composition is going to be the same. Obviously, Mandy's yarn's a 75, 25, 400 metres, 100 grams. The signature 4-ply sparkle, which that is for the night sky, is a 75% wool, 23% nylon and 2% polyester, which is the sparkly bits. You get 400 metres and 100 grams, so it's pretty much the same. I am so very, very, very excited. Now, I have made the decision, because part of me was thinking, do you know what, I've done really well this year with finishing things off. I think what I'll do is I'll start that blanket as a reward for finishing off as many projects as what I have for the topping out mal, and as reward for finishing the 4 pairs of socks for the Versus Arthritis Challenge. However, I did just cast on another blanket. I really cannot just keep casting blankets on. I need to get them cast off. What I've decided to do is I need to get my Tunisian mitre blanket finished and one other blanket finished before I'm allowed to cast this on. I think the pattern will be easily worked up. I don't think that's going to be an issue. It'll probably take me some time to get it done. I'm not going to be in any great rush to finish it. I've got the boxes all marked up with January, February and March mystery mini clubs. I could technically wind them, but then it's going to be an issue of trying to keep them together. So, what I've decided to do is just keep them piled up. The night sky yarn from the warehouse can just go into one of the Calyx boxes. Actually, it'll go into the bottom Calyx box where all the yarns that have projects attached to them, they're just waiting on being cast on. They can sit in beside all their friends, and that's everything there ready to go. So I'll cast it on at some point. I think once I get my Tunisian mitre blanket finished and any other blanket finished, then I'm going to allow myself at that point, the next cast on party after I've done those, I will be allowed to cast that blanket on. That isn't all that's came in. You will have heard myself, the gorgeous Tonya from Karma's a Stitch, Mandy from Mousy's Makes, Denise from Dear Designs, and Nancy from Kitty Scrapper Podcast speak about our friend Sue. Sue is the most amazing person ever. She is so unbelievably creative without being big-headed. Sue is a pleasure to know. She will encourage you. She'll give you advice on stuff, be it personal or your knitting. She's a wealth of information. At the beginning of the year, Sue had quite a milestone birthday. It was a big birthday for Sue. Some of her friends may or may not have colluded to make sure she had a special birthday for no other reason than she deserved to be spoiled. Sue is fabulous. So as a thank you, Sue sent me a gift. Now, I opened this, I read it and I was like, that is really, really pretty. I'm going to stick it up with my other cards that I've got. It'll be lovely. And for some reason, I noticed something down in the corner. Now, my eyesight can be a bit dodgy at times. Me and my varifocals are not getting on well. And I did say thank you for my gifts. Obviously, the yarn stuff was lush. And I did say to her the card was beautiful. But I didn't realise just how special the card was. Can you see? This was hand painted by Sue. It is absolutely stunning. I have decided that no, it's not going to just sit up like all my other cards. It needs to be in a frame. It needs to be on show. Absolutely stunning. Now, oh, sorry. They are gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. I adore these so much. So, I got these on Friday. And from the minute I got them, I was like, right, I need to do something special with them. They're absolutely stunning. Apologies. Ryan was out fixing his van. And the dogs got very excited that Dad had returned home and hadn't run away. Where was I? Yeah. So they came on Friday, and the whole Friday afternoon, I was like, right, they need to be something spectacular. They come from Sue. It needs to be something as spectacular as she is. And I was thinking, I was like, a bit of Stephen West. I could do this way. I could do that way. I had a conversation with my gorgeous friend Tonya, who was currently working on her Maristica show. Absolutely stunning. I was like, oh, I could do that. And I could use like one of Mandy's as well. It'll be awesome. However, my plan with the Maristica was I was going to use one of these and one of these and a bright colour pop. For the brioche, it was going to be spectacular, it was going to be awesome, it would be great. However, when I looked at the Maristica, you were needing 2 skeins of one colour and one of another. I don't have 2 skeins of either one of them. Technically, I could have bought another skein of this, but I didn't. I was like, right, that's not going to work. I went looking for a 3 skein shawl, and I noticed another one of her designs, which is really, really pretty. And I was like, oh, that would totally work. All I would need to do is get Ryan to help me to pick which one of these would best go with one of these, and then I can get him to help me pick a third colour. He's such a good boy, Ryan. So, I am going to be making, I'll stick a picture and I'll leave details up above and I'll link it down below. Seabow by Marie Amelie Designs. Love it. Now it's brioche. We all know I love a brioche pattern. I really shouldn't admit it, but it took me about 20 minutes to figure out what she was wanting me to do at the beginning. I was like, what? What are you doing? However, I figured it out. I've got a fair idea what I'm doing with the pattern. I don't think it's anything to do with the pattern. It couldn't have been any clearer if she was literally sitting in front of me saying, this is how you're going to start it off, you moron. So, I am going to use the aquamarine tonal. No, it'll be that way. I'm going to use the light speckled purple with the aquamarine tonal for the brioche. Now, I was like, what colour would go with that? I had my stash up and I'd gone to look for a bright colour to go with all of them. And then I noticed something else in the box. And then inspiration hit. I was like, stuff it. It's going to be spectacular. This I got gifted at Christmas from my lovely friend Tonya. She very kindly renamed it Caroline. It's originally called Coraline. This is going to be my Fabulous Women shawl. The lovely Tonya, the lovely Mandy, and the fabulous Sue. It's going to be spectacular. The next decision comes, when do I cast it on? Because, as you know, I do have a lot of whips. I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of whips. And I thought, do you know what? I have finished a lot of projects. Actually, I think I've finished 14. I don't know why I put that down, because it would tell me there how many I've finished. So far this year, I have finished 14 projects. That is kinda 14 skeins that have been taken out of my stash. It's all gone. I could reward myself by casting on these. However, I am aware there is a cast on party coming. So I have decided, as my reward for the hard work I've put into this year to make sure that I finish projects, that I'm going to cast it on at the next cast on party. That is coming. I'm sure I can hang off another couple of weeks, plus it will give me a chance to finish off some more things. So that's my plan. These are going to go in a project bag. I'm going to wind them and I'm going to get them into a project bag. I am going to put the needles in with it, and then it will be ready to go. That is all I've had coming in. Now, I only purchased 300 grams. I'm just saying, I only purchased 300 grams. The 160 grams from the gorgeous ladies over at Ragtails, I will let you know. Hopefully by the next podcast, their shop should be open. I didn't pay for any of that. It was very, very generously gifted. The gorgeous yarn from Sue was gifted. Muchly appreciated. That total's not right. 2,640 metres was brought in, sorry. I've got 2,240, it's 2,640. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Obviously, only 300 grams did I actually pay for, the rest of it was gifted. So, it would be rude to turn down gifts from lovely people. So, as you're aware, I am doing the hashtag March Knitting Challenge for Versus Arthritis. My goal is to raise £150. My challenge will be to knit 4 pairs of socks in 4 weeks. That's technically not true because I do have 5 weeks apparently. The challenge runs for 5 weeks. But I'm going to try and get 4 pairs of socks done in 4 weeks. With this spare week, I think what I might do, if I manage to get the 4 pairs of socks done quick enough, I think what I may do is see if I can get Ryan's winter icicle socks finished as well. If I manage to get them finished, then I get to do them. So that's the plan. Now, we are 3 weeks in. So I have managed to finish 2 pairs of socks. This was week 1. This was week 2. I have started week 3. So the first pair of socks that I managed to finish, and I did manage to get these 2 pairs of socks into Denise's hashtag Year of the Sock 2024. I'm so proud. These are the Speckled Space Socks by Amanda Stevens. It's a really, really nice pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I will link it down below. Can you see? I have managed to get them done. My ends have all been woven in. The ends are woven in. They're so pretty. Now, modifications that I've made to this I think the pattern has a heel flapping gusset, if I remember right. I can't remember. A heel flapping gusset. I have done the integrated heel, which you can find on the Basic Socks with Integrated Heel by Ailbíona McLochlainn. Again, it's my go-to heel. It's the one I prefer. Now, I got a little bit carried away on the foot of this one. This has it's a 64 stitch sock. I did 64 rounds for the foot. On that 64th round, I placed the stitch markers for doing the heel part. Yeah, do the heel part and then the heel turn. And then use that to do the gusset decreases. That's the right side of my foot. That's the left side of my foot. And the same on that side. Stunning. I did 2 repeats on the foot. I finished the 3rd repeat of the pattern at the heel, and then at that point I done another 2 repeats up the leg. Now this has like a 10-inch leg. I did kind of wonder why Ryan thought these were for him. I tend not to make my legs that long. This is normally how big my legs are, and you can see there's a heel ween. However, I wanted to, because there was 2 repeats done on the foot, I wanted to make sure there was 2 repeats done on the leg. This is done in the Mousewitch Yarns Birthstone collection in the Amethyst variegated. Can you see? It's lush. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't believe this is available now because this was it the February one? Or was it January? I cannot remember if this was January or February. However, it's no longer available. It's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 400 metres and 100 grams. This teeny tiny little nugget is all I have left. I used 87.16 grams or 348.64 metres. Done them on a 2.5mm needle. They are kind of big. No, well, they're kind of big, but they're perfect. They fit perfect. They feel so incredibly comfy. I absolutely love them. These have been placed in the hashtag Year of the Sock 2024, which is being run by Denise over at Dear Designs. That McLochlainn runs until December this year. There is prompts that for each month you can do prompts or not do prompts, entirely your choice. So I have definitely entered these ones in. I'm very happy. Week 2, socks for week 2. This is the Broken Seed Stitch socks by Hanna. Apologies, I'm going to leave her name up there. I'm not going to butcher it. Again, this is another free pattern on Ravelry. I will leave it linked down below. Modifications that I've made to this. Again, basic sock with integrated heel by Ailbíona McLochlainn. It is a 64 stitch sock. I did 20 rounds for the toe. I done 64 rounds for the foot. Followed the instructions for the integrated heel. And then did another 64 rounds on the leg. And put in a 15 round, well, it works out about 16. 15 rounds of 2x2 ribbon, and then use Jenny's magic bind off, or magic, yeah. Or is it Jenny's surprising bind off? Whatever it is, I've done that bind off. The main colour, that doesn't help because it's marbled together. The main colour is My Yarny Corner in the colourway Anticipation. It's 100 grams, 400 metres, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I used 47.6 grams or 190.4 metres. The contrast in colour is this one. I've got 2 balls. This is Nitpicks Felice in the shade Desert Rose. It is stunning. I was gifted this from my lovely friend Jan over at the Faithful Sheep podcast for no reason, because Jan is wonderful. I used 32.42 grams or 129.03 metres. This is how much I've got left. Now, I could make another pair of socks from these. I think what I might do... I could totally do that. I've just had the best thought for this. Oh my god. I could make another pair using this. Oh, that would be lush. That would be awesome. Now, I know Ryan does want a pair of these. So what I could do... No, I can't. I can't do that because he has exceptionally long legs on his, and it would mean that I wouldn't have enough for mine. So I'm not going to do that thought, which was me and him could have matchy socks. I could have mine in that, and he could have a blue. I do have Silent Night by West Yorkshire Spinners. I've still got a great big ball of that left. That could be a plan. I used a 2.5mm needle, and those have been placed into the hashtag Year of the Sock that Denise is running. So far, this podcast, I have crafted 167.18 grams or 668.07 metres. I am 2 socks down. The third one's on the go. It's going to be awesome. Because I haven't been knitting on anything else apart for the March Knitting Challenge socks, there's nothing else to show you. I don't have anything else finished. Obviously, the point this month is to raise money for Versus Arthritis. I have linked down below my fundraising page and also the Versus Arthritis website. I would like to say, if you are making a donation, it needs to be on my fundraising page in order to be in with a chance to win a prize. If you have donated, can you please go back and make sure that you have donated on my page? Prize winners will be drawn only from the list of people who have donated. Obviously, when I go into my Facebook page, it says how many have donated. I'm aware that one person has donated on more than one occasion for a different person, so that person's name will go into the draw. Yeah. Prizes that are on offer is a £50 shop voucher for my shop. You get to choose whatever you want. There are 2 runner-up prizes of £25 for the shop. Again, you get to pick what you want. And in between those 2, sandwich in between. So what I'll do is I'll do the £25 winners first, and then I'll do a separate drawing for the yarn. it doesn't matter how much you donate. It's one donation equals one entry, regardless of how much it is. I think that is the fairest way possible to run the draw. I'm well aware that not everybody can afford to put in 10, 20, 30 pounds worth of donations. I'm fully aware of that. Anything that you can give is greatly appreciated. I am hoping to do the draw the first week of April. Obviously, I am struggling right now. I haven't been keeping the greatest, I'll be honest. I've not been keeping the greatest. And I think if I was to do it next year, I don't think I would put as much pressure on myself as what I have. It's a lot of knitting, to be honest. Obviously, to complete 35 rounds every single day, it's hard going. There was the other day, it was like, I haven't even looked at a pair of socks. I'm sick fed up of looking at socks. I'm happy to have socks finished, don't get me wrong. I'm exceptionally happy to have socks finished, and it's a great cause to raise money for. But I think I'll be giving socks the go by for a wee while once I've finished this. If you do, there is still time to donate. Obviously, I will let you know. Obviously, I would like to have raised £150 by the 31st of March. But again, it's not as if I have to raise £150. Basically, whatever I raise is just going to get sent to Versus Arthritis. I do not collect in money. The money is done through Facebook fundraising pages, and the payments are taken through PayPal. We did have a bit of a glitch at the beginning of the month where there was a problem when people were trying to pay through PayPal. It was coming up saying that the person wasn't in the right region. As far as I'm led to believe, that has now been fixed. If you do experience any problems whatsoever with donating, if you give me a shout, there is a fantastic fundraising team that are very, very quick to get on top of things if there's problems. So yeah, I am very, very happy. I am very, very excited to be giving away the lovely Peter Rabbit minis from Ragtails and sending out some lovely stitch markers and other stuff. I'm just going to keep cracking on with the socks. I am hoping that the next time I podcast that I will have something else to show you other than just socks. But I'm in the middle of a sock challenge, so you're going to see socks. As you're aware, my goal is to craft 25,000 metres in 2024. Obviously, I haven't used up a great amount, let's be honest. However, I have managed to finish 2 pairs of socks, which, to be honest, if it wasn't for the March Knitting Challenge, do I think these socks would have been finished? No. The socks that I've got on my needles right now have been on the needles since September, the 16th of September, 2022. And there was not much on it. There was about 2 rows of knitting on these socks, and it sat like that for nearly a year and a half. My previous outgoing was 4,196.5 metres. I've added on another 668.07 metres, which brings my total to 4,864.57 metres. I am ecstatic. As I said before, I need to craft about 2,000 metres a month. Now, there are going to be some months where I don't hit that goal. There are going to be some months where I exceed that goal. It's fine. I'm hoping to get at least 1 or 2 blankets finished this year. So, at the moment, we're about a quarter of the way through. Do I think that I can get it done? Yes, I do. I do think I can get it done. I'm a wee bit under for this year. But once I start getting the blankets done and the bigger projects done, I genuinely do think I could could meet that target. Obviously, I don't have to be miles over it. I just need to get something done. Now, there's a lot of talk this year about shopping from your stash. For the most part, I do shop from my stash. I also add to my stash because I am very fortunate to have the opportunity to support friends. Have I bought commercially this year? I don't think I have. Apart from the order that I've just put in for a project, I haven't really bought any yarn this year. I've been gifted stuff. Obviously, there was a big package that I got from Mandy for dog sweaters for Patch. The lovely Jan and Sue and the girls at Ragtails have gifted me stuff. I think it would be rude to say, well, thanks for the offer, but I'm not accepting any gifts. I'm not that up myself. The fact that someone wants to send me a gift, I'm going to graciously accept it and say thank you very much. You really didn't have to. I absolutely love it. Now I need to go and make something with it. So far this year I've brought in 6,264.92 metres. Again, not all of that did I pay for. I have... That's not right either. Well done, that's not right. I changed one total, never changed the other one. What a plank. So, I have added 2,640 metres, which means I have brought in 8,904.92 metres. Again, not all of that did I pay for, so it is what it is, to be honest. I do like to keep track of what's been brought in. Obviously, I do need to update my stash database because I've not done that in a wee while. I may possibly, because there's a couple of wee niggly bits that I'm needing to do. At the end of the month, I think what I'm going to do is spend a couple of days going through my yarn, making sure that all the yarns in my stash on Ravelry, all the totals and everything's all been updated on my database. And I'm also going to... There's a couple of my blankets that I've managed. I've not physically mucked them up. I just need to make sure that the yarns and the totals and everything's correct. So maybe do that at the end of the month. So to target, I have 20,135.43 metres. I have crocheted 1,079.83 metres. I have knit 3,859.5 metres. I've not spun anything and I've not woven anything. However, I do have plans at some point to get that done. I am taking part in the Ravelry Project Challenge. My challenge is to knit 32 projects in 2024. I have done 14. Look at me go. I'm very near halfway. I'm currently sitting at 44%. We are only in March, which is a miracle. Do I think I'm going to consistently be producing this amount? Probably not. Obviously, I have knit a lot this year. My health's been up and down like a cow's back end. Obviously, the March Knitting Challenge, my shop hasn't been updated for the biggest part of this year, to be perfectly honest with you. I am needing to concentrate on the shop, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, because, and it was something that I was speaking to the ladies about at the end of last week, like with Denise and Mandy. Obviously, we all have jobs that we need to, that we need to be active in. However, while Denise is waiting on the laser cutter cutting, she can knit. While Mandy's waiting on the yarn to set, she can knit. I don't have an extra set of hands where I can knit and make beaded stitch markers at the same time. So I do have to make a conscious effort of getting back into a routine where I'm making products for the shop normally when Zooms are on. So on a Monday, on a Wednesday morning, on a Saturday and Sunday is normally my days for doing beady stuff. That way I've still got content for here and I've got content for the shop. Obviously, because I haven't been feeling the greatest and because of the migraines and not being able to see properly, I've not really done anything with the shop this year. I have made gifts for people every now and again, but that's about it. So I'm wanting to get back into a pattern. So do I think that I'm going to be crafting as much as what I have been? Probably not. I do have a lot of whips that I am desperately trying to get cast off. Hence why for the cast on party I'm not going 7, 10, 12 projects, and because I just don't have the time to work on them. I do have a lot of yarn and bags that the reason they haven't been frogged is because I want the project. I just need to find the time to knit the project. If only I had extra hands. Week 3 socks are Socks on a Plane by Linneman. I am going great guns. Obviously this is day 1, so that was Friday, Saturday, today. Is that right? Yeah. Because it goes Friday to Thursday. I never done anything on Thursday because I just wasn't feeling it. So there's Friday's progress, there's Saturday's progress, and there's Sunday's progress. I think I may have forgot that I actually did work on them yesterday. Yeah, because I worked on them in the morning. And then I thought, oh God, I need to get these finished. And last night I spent ages working up this foot. And it wasn't until right late on. And I was like, hang on a minute. That doesn't work. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Duh. So I did finish off the heel today. So that's my progress for today done. The heel is in. I had to fudge it because for some unknown reason I had the right stitch count at this point. Right, my stitch count was correct at this point. I don't know what happened roundabout here, but I had too many stitches in this bit and no enough in this one. It's like, well, how did you manage that? Because clearly you knit X amount, you have this amount that doesn't change, and then you add more stitches in here. Have fixed it. I just jiggery pocketed it. Added an extra stitch in somewhere down here. I took a stitch away somewhere up here. I am doing a 64 stitch sock. These are being done on a 2.25 high sharp. I have done 64 rounds before starting the basic sock with integrated heel instructions, and that's me completely done that. So I am now going to be doing 70ish. Is that right? Yeah, about 70 rounds. It is a 6 round pattern repeat. Can you see? Do it that way. It's a 6 round pattern repeat. Very, very, very memorisable. Fair about here. I think this was about the last place where I had the pattern up when I was knitting it. I've done the rest of it without it. It's a 6 row pattern repeat. To be perfectly honest, it might be a 6 row pattern repeat, but there's only one round where you're not doing the same thing. So I'm just going to carry on up the foot. This doesn't have anything on the back at all. The only part you need to concentrate at is here. In the vlogs, I did say that I was going to use my beaded stitch markers from Sally. I've put them in. Sock number 2 will have the bulb markers replaced by either a set from one of my other sets, because obviously I'm using stitch markers bulb markers far too much. I am going to take this out because I don't need them. And I'm just going to continue working up the leg. I do believe I can get these finished tomorrow. Ryan and I have discussed, obviously, we'd given ourselves 3 days to empty out here, get everything dismantled, get everything packed up for the van coming on Tuesday. Realistically, do I think it's going to take 3 days to empty this room out? No. I do need to move my stuff out in order for there to be room to move Andrew's stuff. Like, there's a set of drawers at the bottom of, like, you see, his bed's there. There's a set of drawers at the bottom of the bed. The reason why there's a Stephen West blanket covering is because that set of drawers used to sit here. I moved them to the bottom of the bed, but his bed is massive. And I couldn't get the drawers in, so I had to cover up the fact that none of the set of drawers sit about there. But they're all drawers. Because I can't get the drawers in because of the bed. So, if I move all that, then it means that Ryan can get to the bottom of the bed and take that apart. And then we can just pull the bed down. And that'll work. That's the plan, I'm hoping. I am hoping that's what the plan is going to be. Oh my goodness, that was a tangent and a half. What was I even talking about? Nothing. Yeah. So the plan is I need to get those 2 socks finished. Tuesday, a lot of the work is going to be done by Ryan and Andrew. Obviously, I am not lifting anything. I don't have the back capacity. I will supervise from a corner. I'm a knitting. I will supervise the removal of stuff. They can just dad on with it. The only time they need me is when my stuff's getting moved back in. Ryan and I spent about half an hour measuring stuff up. Andrew's decided to gift me this desk. I don't know why I need 2 desks, but apparently I need 2 desks. So the desk that I'm currently using will be my beading desk. It's got a bit where I can put the beads, and I can have like my iPad or my other iPad, and I can watch stuff while doing what I need to do. Obviously I can watch something on this iPad while having Knit Companion up for the beaded charts on there. My big desk, which is currently in the living room, I'll be getting moved back in here, and that'll be admin stuff. I can have my laptop on it. I can have more than one screen. Yeah, that's the plan. Obviously my hard drive and everything's on there, so that can sit here. I've got bookshelves that can sit in between the 2 desks. It also means that Ryan can give me a hand with some stuff. So it's not a case of, I'm needing to watch something on my laptop. At the back, along this wall, I'm going to put my Calyx units. I've got 3 Calyx units. We have measured it up. 2 will move through and sit the way they're sitting in my bedroom. The other one, in order to get it to fit and to stand it up. So my plans of having 4 Calyx units is completely out. However, it does mean that I can stick stuff up at the top of it. I do need to make sure there's space for Ellie because she's in her box next to my desk. there was talk that she's sitting on boxes that's full of wool, and on the top of them's an old Amazon box that's got a blanket in it for her. She quite likes lying in there. That sits on a cubby that's attached to the desk. I don't think this wall is big enough to have 2 desks plus the bookcases. I need to find somewhere for Ellie to go, because I don't think she's going to be too best impressed that she doesn't have a space. I don't want her climbing McLochlainn units. She's really bad for climbing McLochlainn units. I'm trying to get her to stop that. I've went right shy. I need to stop it. My next work in progress, my next whip. If you've been watching the vlog, you'll have heard the story before, so I apologise. I had wanted to start a cosy memory blanket, and I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, because I've got my Tunisia miter blanket, I've got the solid hexy blanket, I've got my northeasterly, I've got the triangulum, I've got a whole list of blankets all going that are scrappy. I do not need another scrappy blanket. I need to finish the ones that I'm working on. However, I wanted a cozy memory blanket. I wanted to do one where there was like mug rug. You just have to excuse the fact I need to get it washed. Where you have a light colour, you have like a variegated colour, or a self-patterning one. Then I thought if I'd done the trial for it, because I also want it to be in like a chevron going out. I thought if I'd done that, everything would be fine. That would quench that little bit, and it will give me enough time to finish my Tunisia miter blanket. It didn't. I was having dreams about it and everything. It was shocking. So, I cast it on. This is the Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray. I've made a couple of modifications. I have done a centre double decrease instead of the 3 stitches that the pattern suggests, purely because I want to have like chevrons coming out. Can you see? Like that. So I'm getting there. I also am going to have it that there's a self-patterning or a variegated, then a tonal. Same again, going out all the way around. I'm not colour managing a lot. I think there was one I did have to watch, because when I put this one in, the colour that I originally picked was a blue. I'm having to plan slightly. That is a Ragtails mini, that's a Ragtails mini, that's a Ragtails mini. This is a Ragtails mini. There's the green Ragtails mini sit there, because the corner ones are the last ones to go in. And there'll be one down here, one there, one up here. Is that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So the 3 fluorescent ones will go here. That's my plan. The Coziest Memory blanket is a free pattern on Ravelry. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm having to think, because I'm having the centre double decrease coming radiating out, I do need to think where I place the squares to get it going. I've thought about it, I've watched videos about it, I know exactly what I'm needing to do. So there, that's that one. Here's what it is. What I haven't done this time is, obviously I have got a note of how much each of these that I've used. I have not added them into going out. Same with the Tunisia miter blanket and the Hexa blanket. I've not added any of them into my totals. I do have a note of how much I've used, which currently is, so far I have used 45.87 grams or 185.01 meters. That's for these 12. I will remove the stitch markers and I'll add stitch markers on so I can keep track of which ones I'm doing. I am going to stick this ball back on that needle before I'll lose it. I'm in the middle of putting this one on. This is just my pick up and knit. There isn't really much thinking involved in this. Do I think I'm going to finish it anytime soon? No, I don't. I think I had chosen to do a throw size, so I'm wanting to have it. I've got 60 by 90. It's more likely either going to be 60 by 60 or 90 by 90. I'm just going to do it until I think it's big enough and then I'll stop. I'm using various 4-ply scraps and minis. I have, as you know, a stupid amount of minis. I think I've got about 500 different minis. The plan is going to be, what I eventually want to do is have it that as I finish a project, it goes in. So having one of these in and adding it to my blankets as I go. That way, whatever scraps I've got left, I can either make a scrappy ball with it, or I can send... I think the goal eventually what I would like to do is have swaps going, where we finish a project, send 5 grams to one another, that sort of thing. I haven't quite figured that one out yet, so I'm just putting that out there now. I'm using a 2.75mm high sharp. I have purposely chosen to do it on a 16-inch cord purely because I know for a fact I'm either going to lose a needle, I'm going to constantly drop needles. It just works out better for me doing it that way. Yeah, so that is my plan. So that is that one. My next project, I have absolutely no idea where it is. Yes, I do, should it's here. Is my Tunisian mitered blanket. I have put a few more on. Obviously, you need to ignore. I think I've only put a couple more on. However, in order to test out the minis, I have got these ones. What I like to do is do a square on... I do this, and then I put a hex in. I'm just working away on this. I think I'm on... Is it day 8 of my advents? I think. I'm about to put day 8 of my 3 advents in. Hence why this is getting done like that, because I want all my advents together. That should finish off block 3, possibly go into block 4. Once they've been put in, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew these on top. I have enough strands sitting that I can just sew them in once I've got the advents put in. This is the bandwagon blanket by Beth Graham. Again, that's another free pattern on Ravelry. Modifications that I've made to this. The pattern, I've done a Tunisian knit stitch in the forward pass and knit 3 together on the return pass. I can't remember what it is in the blanket. I'm using various 4-ply scraps that have been gifted to me, that I've got in advents and finished projects. That was a pair of socks for Andrew. That one was a top that I made. I think that was a pair of socks. That was a pair of socks. That was scraps that was gifted to me. That was from an advent, and that was for a pair of socks for Andrew. This one does have memories in it. I have kept track of everything that's in this blanket. I currently have 285 blocks so far. I think it will go up to 400 blocks in it. So far I have used 2,107.40 grams and 5,000, no, that's the wrong way around. I've used 2,107.40 metres and I've used 513.91 grams. Obviously I've still got last year's advents to go in, and I've still got other minis that I can put in. So that just needs to get worked on ASAP. I used a 4.5 Knit Pro Symphony Tunisian hook. That's my preferred hook, to be honest. No, that's a lie. I have got other Tunisian hooks, but I literally just use it like that. I don't put a cable on the bottom. There's no need for a cable to be on. These are big enough to pick up the stitches and then to crease them off. So that's literally how I use them. My final work in progress that I've been working on the last couple of weeks is the Solid Hexagon Blanket by Elizabeth, who is Earl Grey Crochet. And it was a tutorial that the lovely Tonya from Karma's a Stitch had brought to me, and now I am obsessed. Thank you, Tonya. I do have an issue with this blanket, and this is one of the things that once I'm finished the March knitting challenge that I'm going to have to address. I had this planned. I have a worksheet. Is this it? I had a worksheet like this that I was planning them all out, so I knew which ones were in, so I didn't put more than one colour in. However, I think it sat like that, and this, was it that row? No, this row here was supposed to be the bottom. I got slightly confused about what was the top and what was the bottom, and I added the ragtail minis to the bottom of the blanket, and I wanted it up a bit. So I'm going to have to jiggery pokery it and turn it the other way around, which means all my numbers are wrong, so I'm going to have to go renumber them. So this is it here. I've added those two in. I've still got the pink one to go in, and the blue and the green. No, yeah, I've got the red, the blue and the green still to go in. I actually thought the red was already in here, but I'll get that done at some point. I'll get the hexie made up and get it added in. Yeah, so this is it here. I can't show it properly. Yeah, this is it. It's going to be massive, I'm not going to lie. At the moment, up to 4, how many have I got? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 already in. I'm not sure whether it's going to be 9 across or 11 across. I think it might be 11 across, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that's what I think I'm going to do it 11 across, because that way I can add one at either end of the blanket. So yeah. That's my plan for this one. I don't have a total of what I'm using at the moment. I have accidentally misplaced the pad that I was writing the totals of that into. I do need to find that, because yeah, I'm just going to keep working on this. I do have ends that I need to weave in. I don't know why I haven't woven the ends in, to be honest. And I did make a wee bit of a mistake. Was it this one? Yeah, on this one. Here. This is Join As You Go. Okay, I'll leave a link to Tonya's video for this. You do 6 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do 6 rounds, and on the 7th round, you join it on. It's no difficult, seriously. I joined it on here, and I joined it on here, and for some reason I didn't join it on here, so I've had to whip stitch that to within an inch of its life. I don't know at what point I had to whip stitch it, but I had to whip stitch it somewhere. because I never added it on right. Absolutely love this pattern. Again, I'm going to be putting in all my scraps from the lovely Tonya, my advent from Tonya, my advent from Mandy, and any other finished projects. These are a whole load of opal minis that I've had that are literally sitting in a bag, not being touched, so I've added them in. And my 8 skeins, my 8 mini skeins from the lovely girls over at Ragtails. This doesn't have a pattern. I will link both Tonya's video and I'll link Elizabeth's video down in the description box below. I am using a 3mm hook. Absolutely love that project. That is so mindless once you get going. I'm kind of hoping that I'm not ruining Tonya's analytics, because every now and again I work on it and it's like I must be about 15-20 hexes in. You think I would remember how the pattern works up. I have to keep going back and watching the video. It's like, duh. So I'm kind of hoping that I'm not mucking up Tonya's analytics. Apologies, Tonya, if I am. You know I love you. It's not done out of malice. As you know, Muppet. So, that is pretty much all I've worked on, to be perfectly honest. I miss my knitting actual projects, I'm not going to lie. And probably why I started that. I didn't have to start that, I just couldn't help myself. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think that's everything. I don't really have any plans coming up. Obviously, I've got another 2 weeks of the March Knitting Challenge. There is still time for you to donate. I have left the link down below to my fundraising page on Facebook. Yeah, we'll do the draw first week of April. It won't be like the 1st of April. I'm going to give myself a couple of days to relax, basically. Get all the totals and everything up. The only good thing about doing it on Facebook and through PayPal, I don't have to go to the bank, I don't have to transfer money, I don't have to do any of that. Facebook and PayPal take care of that, so all I need to do is the draw. I need to get the room dismantled, I need to get, that's the plan for the next couple of days, tonight I need to clear all my stuff out, and tonight and tomorrow we'll start moving stuff. So yeah. Hopefully the next time you see me, I will be in a lovely little crafty space. I may possibly, at some point on the vlog, do a tour once everything's been done. It's going to take a couple of days to get everything sorted. Thankfully, Ryan is off work, so it's not as if everything's having to be done at night when he comes in. The one job I'm not looking forward to is going into that wardrobe, because he has so much stuff stacked up in that wardrobe. So yeah, I will give you a crafty tour and it'll be lots of fun. So I am going to go. I do need to think about dinner and I need to get all this packed away. Hopefully the video will go up either tonight or at some point tomorrow. It shouldn't take me too long to edit it, I hope. So yeah, I hope you have a very, very crafty few weeks and I will see you back here again soon. Bye!